Well, on Tuesday, the Mono County Superior Court released its decision for the Great Basin Unified Air Pollution Control District to uphold its conditional approval for a new geothermal project by Ormat located in the Casa Diablo area of the Inyo National Forest. Now, a press release from Great Basin states that in his decision signed on June 26, Superior Court Judge Stan Eller rejected the arguments of the Mammoth Community Water District and two union groups who alleged that the project approvals did not comply with CEQA, California Environmental Quality Act. Now, the Great Basin's approvals were part of a joint federal and state agency review of the project, along with the U.S. Bureau of Land Management and the U.S. Forest Service. The project will support California's renewable portfolio standard, which requires the increased use of renewable energy resources. Now, the geothermal reservoirs and the drinking water aquifers located approximately 2 miles away and separated by a layer of impermeable rock. Now, the court held that the extensive record of evidence, including expert opinions and scientific studies, established, quote, substantial evidence that there is no connectivity between the deep geothermal reservoir and Mammoth Community Water District's groundwater aquifer, end quote. Now, the press release goes on to say that as part of the Great Basin's approvals, a groundwater monitoring plan must be approved by the federal and state agencies and implemented by Ormat before drilling any new geothermal wells. Ormat has obtained assistance from the California Energy Commission for 2 new monitoring wells and agreed to the location of those wells with the Water District to ensure that no geothermal operations do not affect Mammoth Lake's domestic water supply. Now, the full Great Basin press release is on our website, sierrawave.net. Well, the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power's intent to put in 3 new production wells and replace an 87-year-old well in Laws did not go over that well at Monday evening's Inyo County Water Commission meeting. The strongest reaction came from Commissioner Craig Patton. Considering the drought, we're playing with fire, Patton said. We have to be ready as a county to pull the trigger. Terry Redow also had an issue with the timing of the proposal, especially in the face of new vegetation monitoring procedures currently being developed as part of the Black Rock 94 settlement. Now, 2 of the new wells are in Bishop, one south of Schober Lane, the other east of the Gun Club north of Bishop. The 3rd new well is proposed for Big Pine and Bell Canyon to supply water to the Big Pine Improved Ditch System. Now, the 2 Bishop wells are among 15 sites included in the 1991 Environmental Impact Report. The Big Pine well would require a California Environmental Quality Act review, according to Inyo County Water Department Director Bob Harrington. Now, while construction was initially slated for next month, in a letter from LADWP dated in early March, Harrington said the revised construction date was moved to November. Now, while LADWP's proposal doesn't indicate the specific use of the wells in Bishop, Sally Manning and Darius Moxley pointed out there were no irrigation requirements close to the B2 well near the Gun Club and north of US 3 Highway 395, and the groundwater would be pumped into the C drain and end up in the aqueduct. It was also pointed out that a new well included in the 1991 EIR and drilled in the early 2000s looked problematic for tribal water sources after a 3-week test and has not been operative since. Again, more on this story on sierrawave.net. And for the Mammoth Community Water District, brown is the new green. Mammoth Community Water District press release notes that the district implemented level 3 water shortage conditions in early April of this year, when the runoff year started with just 2% of normal conditions. Now, reducing irrigation demand is critical to ensure that the district meets its 30% reduction target and have a reliable potable water supply. With irrigation starting up and water resources at critical levels, Mammoth Community Water District is hoping lawn signs sporting the new conservation message, brown is the new green, will encourage more customers to reduce landscape water use. Now, the current irrigation schedule of 2 days a week with significantly reduced times should allow for enough water to keep landscapes alive, but customers should expect to see some signs of stress. Now the district is stepping up water conservation enforcement. Customer data is reviewed daily according to the press release, and those who are not following the time of day and day of use requirements will be issued violation notices. After 2 violations, those not in compliance will be faced with a $50 per day fine and ultimately have water restrictors or shutoff occur. Now, to encourage and support customers decreasing irrigation during the drought, Mammoth Community Water District is making a limited number of lawn signs available free to its customers. And the first "Brown is the new green" lawn sign will be planted in Mammoth Community Water District's previously green lawn. Well, conservation, cooler temperatures, and rainfall in May contributed to a significant reduction in water consumption by Mammoth Community Water District customers. This compared to May of 2013. Press release from the district, however, says unfortunately not enough rain fell to raise Mammoth Creek flows to levels that would allow Mammoth Community Water District to store water in Lake Mary or to divert water to customers. As a result, the district would like to remind customers that water supplies remain at a critical level as the summer irrigation starts. And again, you can see more on these 2 press releases on our website, sierrawave.net. We'll be back with more news.